Welcome, welcome, welcome back. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for joining me today on the iFormation Sports Talk Show, where we talk sports from every angle. And you know it's hosted by me, your boy, the overweight lover, Heavy T ISO to be exact. And I am also known as AKA Mr. Choke Up on the Back. With two strikes, baby. When I got two strikes, now I'm choking up a little bit just to get that bat speed. Just get that bat speed. Put it in play, baby. That's the name of the game. Put it in play. Allow the defense to make a mistake. Yeah. It's gonna be a great show today, guys. We're gonna first we're gonna start off and talk a little bit of March Madness. I haven't did a show since the conclusion of the March Madness. I picked Arizona. I thought Arizona was the number one team in the country, man. College based basketball team. Those guys, man, was polished. They had good guard play, bigs, all that. But I was wrong. Michigan, did their thing, came through, and mollywopped them boys, man. And congrats to Michigan. The Wolverines. We even had the Fab Five jumping them down, and involved. I'm glad that they involved those guys, man, because that's a little nostalgic. With them boys. 'Cause I grew up in that era. Uh, my glory days was the Razorbacks with Nolan Richardson. You know what I mean? So, I lived through that. UConn, they played a good game, man. But I thought that the Arizona Michigan's game was a championship game. Whoever came out of that one was going to win the championship, and they did. Some would say UConn shouldn't have been there. You know what I'm saying? Boozer, just hold the ball, baby. You know what I'm saying? And take them free throws. You was scared of them free throws, so he just threw it, man. You know what I mean? And then they had to make the trade, though, dude. He buried that baby. You know what I mean? So, hats off. Like I said, hats off to Michigan. They did their thing. When Kenny Smith predicted, it'd be a Michigan State, Michigan, finals. I kind of was like, man, the Michigan boys are real scary. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, the Michigan boys came through and prevailed, man. Hats off to them. It was a really good March Madness. Still no perfect bracket. I don't think we'll ever see one. I don't think we will. But never say never. You know. And so, but what we're gonna do is go ahead and move on. You know what I'm saying? We're just gonna push on past the March Madness. You know what I'm saying? Until next year. We gotta talk NBA. You know what I'm saying? It's that time of the year, baby. It's that time of the year. Playoffs, NBA action, playoffs. You know what I mean? And sometimes I think back, back in the day, man, when the first round used to be, 5 games, and it was just eight teams from each conference. Now you got 10, play-ins, Emirates Cup during the season. I wonder if would there ever be an Emirates Cup and a champion. I don't think that's happened yet. I don't, that'll be a accomplishment. I think that's what they, they're doing it just to, stir up a little excitement, but also they would love to see that. At least some team, a team has something to celebrate during the year. I think they're gonna keep doing it. I think it has latched on pretty good to the public. Because I'm a big NBA fan, even though. We are going towards pick up pick up basketball realm. You know what I mean? Because man, them guys so athletic, man, and and basketball IQ, ain't lacking. It's not lacking, but it's just so, it's just so much, shine and so much money being made. Everybody wanna, they wanna shine, man. They want their money, you know what I mean? So just so many pick and rolls and, them guys some deers, man. You know what I'm saying? The slow big man is obsolete now. The slow big man is obsolete. You know, you look at college basketball, man. You know what I'm saying? You don't see really no bigs, no real bigs, just down in the paint. You know, and I'm gonna say this, and this is probably about the 12th, 20th time I've said this. A 3-point shot still a bad shot, man. You want to get it down in there in that paint, man. Down, you know what I'm saying, close you can, high percentage, And I read a stat one day. I read a stat that I think that was 2016. I don't know. I might have been watching something, and they said that Steph Curry had a higher percentage in them corner threes than LeBron James had in the paint. Just think about that. He had a higher percentage in them corner threes than LeBron James had in the paint. Man, that, you know what I'm saying? That just tell you, that stat would have never existed. Would have never existed, man, in the 90s, 80s, even the, you know what I'm saying, the 2000, between 2000 and 2010. That was an unheard of stat, you know what I'm saying? But we're in a different age. We're in a different day and age. The play-in games are going on right now. Hornets, who was the Hornets playing? Man, I'm tripping. I should have did I apologize, y'all. I didn't do my homework. I thought he gonna be right there on top of the brain because the game was so fresh. That Hornets Miami, yes, the Hornets Miami game when dude should have been kicked out the game, man. How you gonna scoop his feet away from up on him? He took the man out of the game. That was one of them WWE moves right there, man. That was a Jerry Lawler. That's one of them old Jerry Lawler moves right there, man. You know what I mean? How you gonna do that and still be in the game? Then nobody even. They tried to explain it, man, but I still don't buy it, man. You know what I'm saying? You could have made up something, get him up out of the game. You know what I mean? But yeah, the playoff games are going on right now. We got the bracket set. And so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna just go ahead and say it off the top. I'm gonna say it off the top. No, I'm gonna wait. I'm gonna go ahead and go through the bracket. I'm gonna go through the bracket as I see it. I'm gonna go through the bracket as I see it. And no longer do the teams reseed. They don't reseed anymore. I don't think they have in years, but also I think it's 2-2-3, 2-2-1-1-1. Okay. We're gonna leave that there. Okay. Western Conference. We'll start with the Western Conference. Okay. I got the Thunder over the Warriors. But we're gonna say upset alert, upset alert, upset alert. Hey man. I hope OKC does not take the Warriors lightly. If the Warriors can get past, I think the Warriors got to play the Suns. If the Warriors get past the Suns, they got to play with between the Suns and the Warriors. I'm gonna go ahead and say I think the Warriors are gonna make it by saying that. And I think that the Thunder's gonna, because Steph is back. I think the Thunder's gonna take care of the Warriors. I think the Warriors gonna beat the Suns. I think Thunder gonna beat the Warriors. Okay. Then we got the Rockets over the Lakers. Malala Lakers, baby. Malala Lakers. Unfortunately, with Luka not playing, and I don't think he's playing, I don't think we can get past the Rockets. You know what I'm saying? Kevin Durant, Ome Adoke, his breezy gonna be in the stands. His what's called yeah. Gonna be in the stands, so he gonna make sure he clown. And then him and Bron got beat, so he gonna take this personal. Then I got the Nuggets taking out the Timberwolves. I got the Nuggets taking out Timberwolves. Ding 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 ding. Upset alert! Upset alert! I'm going out on a limb. It's a prediction sure to go wrong. If the Timberwolves take the Denver Nuggets out, I think the Timberwolves going to win the championship. Hey, bold prediction. You know what I'm saying? Cojones. I've been known to have them cojones. And so, okay, they're just me. You know what I mean? Just what I think. You heard it here first. Okay. Then we got the Spurs and the Trailblazers, obviously Spurs. Then we got the Thunder over the Rockets. Then we got the Spurs over the Nuggets. The Spurs over the Nuggets. So West Conference Finals is going to be the Thunder and the Spurs. And obviously we know the Spurs have owned the Thunder all year. Wemby talking smack. You know what I mean? So I think that Spurs coming out the West, baby. Spurs coming out the West. Who'd have thunk it without Popovich now? Who'd have thunk it? The young coach they got right now, man, is pretty good. It's pretty good. Then he consulting with Pop, Okay, well, let's go to the East. All right, I got the Pistons over the Hornets. And obviously, I think the Hornets going to beat the Magic. Ball will shoot that little crazy, one hand, that one-legged, little jumper, little sex shot. You know what I'm saying? We call it a sex shot. Cavs over the Raptors. Cavs over the Raptors. Okay. Then the Knicks over the Hawks. Maybe we, we ain't giving the Hawks enough credit, but I got the Knicks over the Hawks. Celtics over the 76ers. You know what I'm saying? I don't think the 76ers, has enough. They have enough, and they could knock off the Celtics, but I just don't believe in Embiid. I just don't believe in him, at all. And then here we go with them cojones again. Bold prediction sure to go wrong now. I got the Cavs over the Pistons. I know Harden don't play defense, but Mitchell, you know what I'm saying, them boys, I think they can take out them Pistons. Because the Pistons just young. They got to go in there and do a little bit more losing, man, before, but I've been saying this all year. Pistons remind me of a Eastern Conference OKC. Now, I won't be surprised if it's a OKC Piston, finals. Number one seed versus number one seed. It wouldn't surprise me because they're so similar. You know what I'm saying? I think the league is headed towards, no superstar, just really no, just overwhelming superstar. Even though, they both have a superstar or stars. I don't know if you call SGA a superstar yet. A superstar is everything: media, philanthropy, worldwide recognition. I think he's getting there though. But I do got the Cavs beating the Pistons, which is going to be an upset. They're going to be the upset of the decade right there. But I just want to throw something in there. You know what I'm saying? I ain't won't say it just for that, but I just think that them boys can get hot and they can, you know what I'm saying, if it's gonna be on Mitchell to just have a monster series. Just to have a monster series, because he can make the right decisions. Then I got Celtics over the Knicks. Age old rivalry, and Celtics over the Knicks. I think Celtics still got the most championships right now, not by many, over my La Lakers. Then I got the Celtics beating the Cavs, and East Conference Finals. I got the Celtics beating the Cavs, and I got a Spurs Celtics Finals. And the Spurs gonna prevail, baby. You know what I'm saying? I got Wemby winning MVP and Defensive Player of the Year. I know, I know there's a lot of MVP candidates. It's really kind of up in the air. But that's me. You know what I'm saying? This is my prediction. You can argue with your mama, your daddy, your cousin. You know what I'm saying? Your grandma, all of them. You can argue with me. This is what I think. You know. And I go put my money on that. Yeah, I put my money on this. A couple of predictions I might not, but most of them I will. But that's just my prediction. You know what I mean? So, you know, that's what I'm here for. That's the reason why I do this show. You know what I'm saying? To get my opinion out there. You know what I'm saying? If you got a problem with me, leave a comment. And I do answer my comments now. You know what I'm saying? It might take me a little while, so you know what I'm saying? I hope, bear with me. But I do answer them. So, follow me, subscribe, you know what I'm saying? And, holler at your boy, you know what I mean? Because I'm watching, you know what I mean? Even right, I got the MLB package, you know what I mean? Partial package. And so I'm, you know what I'm saying? I'm excited about my Braves this year. The MLB, you know what I mean? It's early, real early, you know. And so who I got with my, top 5 MLB power ranking. I have right now, it's still early now, you know what I'm saying? This is 162 games, man. So it's still early. I think we're 15 games in. But, some will, rise to the top a little bit, I got number 1, the Dodgers. Man, we know, you know what I'm saying, $1 billion contract, $1 billion roster, pitching, everything, you know what I'm saying, great stadium, probably, you know what I'm saying, maybe the greatest player ever touch a baseball on the squad. I mean, I don't know, man, I think that they're number 1, you know what I'm saying, followed by my Braves. I think that they are hot. We got a squad, man. We got you know what I'm saying? We got a squad. We lead, you know what I'm saying, top 5 in pitching, we got hitting. We're one of 4, teams. One of 4 teams that have scored over 100 runs already. We don't allow that, man. I think we'll allow, under 90, maybe 80. Then I got the Padres coming in number 3, you know what I'm saying? And they red hot now, you know what I'm saying? I almost put them number 2, but they just don't score enough runs. But, they are red hot. I think they 9-1 in the last 10. I just looked that stat up on the internets. Then don't hate me, man, but I like the Diamondbacks. I like the way they're looking right now, the Diamondbacks. Then they got the Devil Rays coming in number 5. That's my top 5 power ranking. And I'm just go ahead and put my prediction out there is that I think that the Dodgers going to go ahead and three-peat, man. My dark horse is the Braves, but still too early to be definite. We gonna see what's gonna happen. But I'm watching. You know what I'm saying? I love it. And for all the people out there that said baseball is boring and all that stuff like that, I understand. Golf is boring, you know what I'm saying? But what you're looking for, in baseball, you're not just looking for the long ball. You're looking at the pitches. You're looking at the movement on the pitches. You know what I'm saying? You try to predict what he's going to do. He's going to come, throw a fastball at 95 miles an hour, or you finna throw that 70, 79 miles an hour curveball. Is the batter gonna run out the batter's box when that slider coming for his head and then it getting curved back in there? Or he gonna throw in the dirt, man, and then he gonna get to swinging like a washwoman. He gonna get to swinging. The steal. Is he gonna be a pickoff? Is somebody gonna get thrown out? A diving, diving catching on the warning track, diving catching the gap. Somebody dig it, on third, falling, falling to the baseline, to the foul line, and have to, gun it over there, jump and throw, just so many different things about the game that you know what I'm saying, that you looking at that makes it enjoyable. You know, when I've been watching a lot of soccer lately, and I have a daughter that plays soccer, man, and I never, really understood the game, but I'm understanding the game more, and as I watch it more, I find the game more enjoyable. So, hope this helped y'all out. Even with golf, you looking at what driver what you know club he's using. You looking at the yardage off the tee. You know what I mean? You try, you're looking at the butt, you're looking for a par, pars, and you know what I'm saying, and when you're looking for eagles and birdies, you know what I'm saying. For the people who don't know how golf goes, if you have a par, you have par threes, you have par fours, you have par five. I've never seen a par six, and so the par is how many holes that it takes to get to the hole, how many hits it takes to get to the hole. A par three usually ain't no more than probably about 300 yards. Par four, is longer. Par five always is longer because it takes you. And sometimes a par five can just be a harder hole. You know what I'm saying? That they know you're gonna need at least five to, to get it in there. But it's also about yardage too. And so if you 2 shots shy, that's an eagle. 1 shot shy, that's a birdie. If you get in there and there's the exact amount, that's a par. I don't know if I ever heard of a double eagle, but I think it's a thing. Then you got hole in one. And so, but it's all fun, man. Especially, what I'm saying, if you're able, man, get out there and play some of it. And get involved, get your body moving. You know what I mean? Because I know I love to play all of them. Tennis. I haven't played any pickleball yet. But hopefully one day I will. Golf. I play more softball than baseball, basketball, all those things. I'm not as nimble as I once was, and so, but your boy will get back in shape, get back in there. But thank y'all for joining me, man. So I tend to ramble sometimes, so y'all, but I'm glad y'all with me. Thank y'all for watching the show. If you want to listen live, it's on the media, on the The Preachers Network media, thepreachersnetworkmedia.com. You can listen live Saturdays at 11 o'clock. No, it's at 10 o'clock. I'm sorry, 10 o'clock. And also a replay on Tuesdays at the same time. But if you want to, what I'm saying, just like and subscribe, man. Leave me a comment. Let me know what you think. Tell me I don't know what I'm talking about. Or you can even email me at iformation@gmail.com. You know what I'm saying? And we can, we can leave it, behind closed doors. You know what I'm saying? If you have something to say. Or you just want to reach out, man, and, come and join me, on the show. Or, we can meet up somewhere and you can be involved in the show. Man, but thank y'all for joining me, man. Thank y'all. Peace.